Morning. This is Caring in America, the podcast for caregivers and care recipients. I'm Richard Wexler. Most of you know my story. 20 years ago, my wife and our two small children wound up caring for all four of our parents. That lasted 14 years. Almost 3 years ago, we started this podcast, and then last year we launched our national foundation, national nonprofit, A Plan to Age, really trying to encourage people, unlike my wife and myself, why you should plan before an older loved one has a health event or something happens in your own life. We are working on a brand new project that we are extremely excited about. We're going to talk to you about that today. We have Steph Barwell with us. Steph, you have some questions?
I do. So we've been working on something exciting behind the scenes for months now, and finally ready to share with the audience of what we're up to. So, Richard, before we dive in too much, do you want to talk about Bryan DeVore? Who is he? What is he doing? And what kind of launched this crazy idea of yours?
Sure. Bryan is a senior real estate specialist. That means he works with older folks to list or buy homes. He's out of San Diego, California. I've probably known him about 3 years. Well, about 6 months ago, he calls me. He starts telling me about this brand new project he's working on. He's probably a quarter of the way into it. And I went, okay, stop, we're in. And what I meant by that was I was so excited about what he was doing, which I'll tell you in a second, because it aligns so greatly with what we're doing from an education and resources standpoint. You guys ever watch HGTV and you'll see couples that go in, meet with the homeowner, remodel the home, and then give it back to the couples? Well, he's creating an HGTV type of show where he's going out, meeting with homeowners, normally a little bit older, and in conversation with them, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, what do you want to do? You've been in this house 3 years, 10 years, or more. Do you want to modify it? That's usually involved in this situation. And then potentially stay here. And if care is needed, bring care in the home. Or do you want to modify it so you can get the best value and sell it and use the proceeds from the sale and eventually move to senior living? Or the third option, again, do you want to modify it? Do you want to sell the home and then downsize? Condo, townhome, maybe a smaller single family home. And then based on the setup of that home, do you want to bring care in if that's ever needed down the line? Do you have some more questions, Steph?
Yeah, so talking a lot about the home. So that's kind of a little teaser for what we started in this project. Do you want to talk more about the home team? What is it? Who's involved in it? What does it look like?
Yep. So again, when Bryan started talking to me about this, my brain instantly went to what I've been educating about all across the country for the last 20 years. Meeting with these homeowners is a perfect time to have this family conversation that we actually provide on our website, A Plan to Age, that I'm going to use a very conservative number, folks. About 99% of people have never had. So, what does this mean? It also means asking the homeowners. So, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, have you guys ever done an estate plan? Oh, you did one 30 years ago. Well, it needs to be updated. Let's introduce you to the estate planner on our local home team in your community. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I'm going to make up a number, folks. You're going to sell this home. You're going to put about $500,000 in your pocket. Do you currently have a financial planner you can work with to invest this money? Oh, you don't? Well, let's introduce you to the financial planner on our local home team in your community. You talked about wanting to have care in the home, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Let's introduce you to the in home care person on our home team in your community. Oh, you talked about potentially wanting to move to senior living. Let's introduce you to the placement specialist that can show you all the beautiful assisted livings here in your local community. That individual, once again, is on our home team. Stop, Steph.
I love it. And you mentioned the estate planner, the financial planner, placement, in-home care. I think we came up with it was 10 to 12 different disciplines that would be included in each home team. So, how many are we starting with? What is our goal this year and in future years?
Okay, so folks that have been listening to me for a while, I'm a little crazy. We are actually going to put together 100 home teams in 100 different cities around the country. Research shows us there's actually around 300 cities in this country that have 100,000 people or more. So this year, 100 teams, next year, 100 teams, the following year, 100 teams. And I'll talk about who else is going to be on each team. If you make me a promise, Steph, in about 3 years, scrape me off the sidewalk as we get to those 300 teams. Go ahead.
So for we have two different areas that we're talking to right now. We have professionals that we're looking for. So if you want to maybe talk about how they can get involved, and then we also have the general public, the homeowners, what can they look forward to?
Yeah, so let's talk about the homeowners, and then we'll keep talking about the professionals. Our goal is pretty simple. We want to meet, we're going to use this very creative HGTV like show that's going to be an hour. This is going to go live the first part of March, the first edition. We have a link to the trailer that we're willing to send out to people. And from the homeowner perspective, our goal is that our teams in each city meets with a multitude of homeowners using this creative vehicle to spark some interest within them that the husband should talk to the wife should talk to the husband about this, partners should talk to each other, really understanding what do we need as we age? What do our parents, grandparents need as they age? And the hope is we're working with a multitude of homeowners. We can introduce them, and I'll talk about the other disciplines on each team, to quite a few of the professionals on each home team in each city, whether it's an estate plan they need to do or update, financial plan, in home care, guidance through placement to an assisted living, whether it's a company to do that home modification, whether they're staying there or selling, whether it gets to a point and they need to find the funds for um, care, whether that be sell a life insurance policy through a life insurance settlement, whether that's doing a reverse mortgage, assuming they're young enough and healthy, whether that's doing long term care. Those are kind of some of the broad categories, and there's even more. And we're going to be building a Teams page within the A Plan to Age website, a plan to age.org. And always remember, folks, that two is the number two. And as we build that Teams part of the website, you're going to see each team, irrespective of city by city, all across the country, as we build them per these different disciplines, you're going to find a profile, you're going to find a link to their website. You're going to find, we're going to do on Zoom like this, an introduction video for each professional on these teams. So you see who they are. You get a pretty good feeling of what they do. So if you're a professional out there, and we'll make sure when we post this, we also post all of the professional disciplines that we're looking for, get in touch with us. Probably the best way is via email. The best one is info@aplantoage.org. Remember again, the number 2, info@aplantoage.org. If you're a professional out there, I don't care what city you're in around the country, we'll be getting to your city and want to build this home team in that community, 10 to 12 professionals. One thing I forgot, every team will have a realtor, because most likely when the homeowners reach out to us and say they'd like to meet with the team, it's probably the realtor going in first to discuss what they want to do with the home. Do they want to stay? Do they want to sell, etc.? Go ahead, Steph.
To kind of reiterate, one of the big overarching reasons why we're doing this is we keep hearing, like, you don't know what you don't know. And until you're in a situation or in a crisis, that's when life happens and you're scrambling, you're reacting, emotions are high. So with the idea of this TV show, it's hopefully going to be more relatable. You're going to be able to see yourself, your parents, your grandparents in these homeowners, to kind of really set that at home of like what that means for you and your family, and to be able to start that family conversation and hopefully remove some fear and stigma around it as well.
That's excellent. And folks, as we get closer to the launch date for the show, which should be the first part of March, only a couple weeks away, we will do another episode. We will let you know where you can find the show in your respective city around the country. And once again, so homeowners, keep an eye out for that, out for the episode where you can see the show. And if you're a professional, reach out to us again at info@aplantoage.org. Let us know what profession you're in. You would like to have a conversation with us about joining the home team in your specific city. So, folks, until we talk again, have yourself an awesome day.